All right, now this is going to be Isaiah cleaned as it is that I just got done doing. So this will be part 8. Now, what you're seeing here is there's going to be new editing, and it's going to be going forward in the text as so it needs to be put in order and then kind of meshed together so it reads better and smoother. And then here, these is like you've seen in the other videos. This is where this is going to go in place when the whole story gets put together correctly or in order the best I can go through it. So what I'm going to be doing is going over text like this to say what I've added. And my advantage is I've already did all this. So some of this is just to correct it because the priests in Judah, some of you priests are not obeying our Creator. So anyways, that needs to be correct, needs to be added, and this to be removed because they're not just in Judah, they're all over the place. I moved this verse here up to here because it reads better and it actually fits the format a whole bunch better when I got out to look at it and read it. Now this, you can see it's changing subject, so I don't know if I left it that way or that I actually said, well, it's a good place for it to be there. So these are kind of like small notes to myself when I'm doing these. This is a 4-verse group, and these were 3, so it has to be moved. Okay, now here's something that's interesting. There's going to be a story that is going to be told by Isaiah, and these had to be piecemealed together to actually be correct. They were so out of order. So this is the way I'm trying to group them. As you can see that these came in order, but I think it goes up to like 19 or 20 or something like that. So you'll see that in the next video when it's all together. Move group, then cut. Okay, I moved it and then I cut it out. I guess when I show you this is the note to show you that this is where it's moved to, and I will show you where it's coming from right here. So when I was reading these, they kind of just, I call it read tasting. I've done this for so long that I can tell when the story isn't being connected correctly. So it's just that this text just needed to be moved. The more you read these, the more you'll understand if you try to do these correctly. Because you can tell the only rules that I'm going by is my knowledge of correcting the story. That's why I'm saying these are my formats that I'm finding, or these are the first writer's formats that I'm editing from my knowledge to be correct. Okay, and this here is going to get moved down to here. Let me see if I can't use guess these went together a little bit more than I thought. I thought there would be more editing. Okay, these are more or less notes. This king existed at a different time. Let me bring that up because that really needs to be. Where do I have that? That's in think this is in the D drive. Although I got to expand it here. Sorry about that. I wasn't prepared. Okay, I'm getting closer. And let me shut that off. The king that we're talking about is way back here, okay? And that's the strange thing about this text is I'm going to show you text that they've used from another king to be put in, and that will show up a lot later. This story, I've actually have maps as the story. I think it's in Kings that when this story is, and you'll see that the Armenians have already overtaken. Let's see. Well, I guess I don't have them. What happens is the Armenians took over this. Here I'm using it as the word Aram that took over this. And this is when the first of the tribes were going on to the female goddess that our Creator got rid of. So this is the story that goes with. And that'll become, I just couldn't remember right now who at the time, was it Elijah or Elijah? And I can't remember exactly when this was. I think it's Elijah and not Elijah. But anyways, that's to be future story there, future text. And then I just switched the words around. And I'm going to be doing this a lot to be correctly said. And I'm thinking I'm going to even update the other text as well. I don't think I did it as much as I should have done. Now, this is just a reminder for me at what time this story. See this AA, that means it's going to be at the very beginning. And we have the text of when Isaiah, when he lived. So let me see. This timeline up here is what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to be inserting that into group 1A1 is my notes. So this is going to get moved, but it's going to get inserted into another group of text like this. Here's some more of those verses that I was telling you about. And that go up to 22 at this time. I moved here, so this text is 345. You'll be able to scan through the text and get, okay, here it is right here. Because as you notice, we didn't come across the other one that I'm going to insert yet. So the text was just reading out of order. Now here's, like I said, these two verses, when it came out and they're like this, the format matched the story that he's going to tell. And it's quite a story, really. Oh, this story is longer than I thought, because I even had to that I had to add the letters to the numbers. So, and now concern is Assyria. So this is at the right time. This story is at the right time. Okay, now here, this is going to be meaning that it's at the very end. Like, I don't know where this piece went, but it's talking about the land south of the Egyptian river. Now, the Euphrates starts way down at the bottom, but you can see that we're talking about that southern end of Africa. Maybe. Okay, that verse is talking about south of the river. Okay. And who sends envoys by seas in wooden vessels on the surface of the water. So when people are asking me, gee, we're getting aerial shots of Africa, and under the satellites, we can see that there's road work down there, that it was a very civilized area to be that organized. And the people today call them black, and they're actually dark brown skinned people. So they had a very large kingdom at a time, and you can see that they were well organized. And this is talking too about that, but it doesn't fit in to the text of Isaiah. This here is going to be out. But I'll show you where I tried to put that in. Just switch the words around to be read smoother. Here's the beginning. Here's the cruel vision that was shown to me. This is Isaiah's, with all these letters and numbers. Look, this is the cruel vision that was shown to him, that as you read it, it becomes a witnessing for them in the future. It's very exciting to see that text come up. I didn't know where to put this as a place in there, so I'm just going to remove that. Then I move this down a little bit farther here, so this is where they're at. And then more text is showing, or this text is going to be down towards the end. Here's that 1B1 that I said I was going to insert into the text. So this is where it ends up going. And then I'm going to move these three groups here down a little bit farther to here. They're going to be moved right here, just out of place. Again, text that I tried to put in and it doesn't go. So, but these fragments, I'm not going to try to really go stick every one of these into where I think they should go in all the other books. Maybe somewhere in the future I will maybe assign that to people to go search and put in, because at one point I believe that I still should be in control when this is being made known to the world, and then I will have the resources of people at my disposal to help me really nail down this text a little bit better than what it is. There's so much editing that's got to go on. This was just a different, it didn't format didn't fit in. Maybe that's the end. No, we're only about 2/3 of the way through here. Okay, this was such a large group, I had to color it to get going, to do it. This was not needed, but this group didn't belong. This group I moved below, so there's another group that needs to be shown that I moved. And I didn't use this text. That's out, but this text, you can see different size font. So this is all that I needed to add all this. Thought that space looked wider. I needed that to make the verses connect them. And these words are, yes, I added those words, but you'll see that in that text later. I thought I uprighted all those. I switched these words around from this to these here. Here's the gray group where I moved it and put it in. And then down here is yellow. Okay, I moved this again. That I didn't take it out. I moved it again. Sorry, I didn't read all my notes there. This is double text. So I usually throw it out if it's already stated once. What's going to happen is, in the end, when you see how many times our Creator warned them over and over, when you're reading it, it sounds like, okay, why did you do this many times? But you got to remember, these are over hundreds of years that you're going to see, because like the full list of kings is 400 years. So these warnings came up, moved from here up to here. Now I got a question mark. That's for me. So that's... Okay, I needed to move these up here, so it's going to be down here. So they were here and moved up. When Jesus talks about John being sent before him, what is it? One calling by the river Jordan. That doesn't show up those words, but this is the story that it could have been from right here. This is our Creator talking about he will come as your king and have declared this from the beginning that you were to know. In other words, our Creator is going to remind them that Jesus is coming. And what happens, as you see the story of Jesus when it's put in order, how many times that this news would have vibrated over all the land by these acts that were happening. Example, the killing of the baby sons, 2 years and under. That these, this would have been something everybody would have known about. And why did he kill him? Because trying to stop Jesus from coming. So this is a 4-verse group, and I'm not sure. I must colored it for some reason. Can't think of right now. And here's the group that I'm going to move up from down here at the bottom. I don't know why I didn't have that red. Okay, these are out. They just didn't fit. And this one reads out. Okay, and now here, when Jesus talks about the helper and I am the helper, now our Creator is talking about me when I will come, and in order that they know and trust and understand me, that there are no gods. Okay, just to, in my first video of sending people into the abyss, let you know a lot more about this path that now our Creator has given everyone to be able to witness. I'm sure that if women want to do what is in that video, pretty much they'll be able to maybe tie a string to a woman's finger and then pull it and let her know that, okay, now you're there and you're awake, or this movement will remind you, and then you'll be alert. And the women too will be able to witness the abyss. It just reads out of place, so I got rid of it. Not needed, same thing over here, even though it's a format. And here's more of that text, of that story. And I know I'm getting closer to the end, so this video will just showing you that this is the text when I cleaned it up and went through it and showing you my editing and explaining it here. And then I won't be explaining it later. As you can see, I had to add some words here when I found I didn't find a format or words to match that format. So those are my words. Nuance. When you read that verse, you'll understand why that's there. When I put these together, there was like double text of what's being said, so I put those two groups together as to be one and got rid of the other text. It's kind of like double text, but it's not needed. All right. On to the next video, and I'll show you how I stacked them together, and it should be 2 verse, 3 verse, and 4 verse.